Well, hey there, everybody. Hope the week has gotten off to a good start for you. We begin summer for reals here in lower Alabama. I was just talking with my roommate this morning. It seems like it used to be about mid-May or so before we got up into the upper 80s and started dabbling with the 90s. But this year is going to be another hot one. Also read this morning that hotness is going to create warmer water here in the Gulf, more hurricanes or stronger hurricanes this year. But anyhow, today I just wanted to chat a little bit and talk about how my thoughts on how raw vegan is not enough for complete health and wellness. And I'll kind of tell you a few reasons I think why and other things that I do add for complete health and wellness. Hey, you know the drill. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go hit that red button down there and come back and check out some more of my content. People are obsessed over the raw vegan diet. People are obsessed over diet in general. Like if you look on social media, and but I guess that's the whole point of social media is niches and niching down and like posting all about that and going all in. But it's just like, and it's not just raw vegan. And I would say that you could apply this no matter how you may eat out there, but it's just not healthy to be obsessing about the food all the time. In the raw vegan world, there's just this little subgroup that's just always trying. They think they can go a little bit deeper. They think they can learn a little bit more. They think they can get a little bit of that secret knowledge. You know the ones I'm talking about that are always the ones piping up. Well, you don't absorb that properly, right? Or the like some real nerdy stuff, or if it gets blended more than 37 times in the blender, it's rendered useless, and just all kinds of obsession. So that's why I'm always kind of recommending to whatever you're going to do, whether you're going to do a fully raw vegan diet, a whole food plant-based diet, or whatever, you figure it out and you get there so you don't have to constantly be just thinking, because no. And I'm just as guilty of this as anybody about kind of just thinking, okay, well, I'm eating well, so, and other areas of the equation might slack a little bit. One for me is obvious: movement, exercise, working out, things like that. To be quite honest, I'm back on now. I've been back working out on my TRX, walking a lot more, adding, like, I'm trying to add some more variety to my workouts. I'm working on some things I can do for good cardio too without having equipment. Sorry, I had somebody come by the front door. But I do realize, like, ever since I have started eating like this, I can maintain my weight. I can lose weight without exercise. So when I don't have, always in the past, I kind of did that exercise to moderate things, to burn off the bad food, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So ever since I've got to a point where I don't need to exercise to maintain weight, that can make me a little bit lazy. But as I've talked about in a number of videos, there's a lot more reasons for working out other than just weight loss. There's a lot more reasons for doing exercise other than just being good at a sport. And also, too, I would say, when you're thinking about exercise, fitness and health are not always the same things. Like there's, like people can go out, and I admire that. My roommate, he does biking. He rides on the road. He had a ride this weekend, but I've had several friends that are marathon runners, but that's not necessarily helping your health. In fact, a lot of things that are very intensive, like sports and whatever, actually break down the body. And even like athletes that really know the biology and all that stuff of it will tell you the same thing. So find yourself something that you enjoy. Just move your body, get some good cardio, get your heart rate up, but you got to be moving that body. I know I don't want to sound like like the person that comes to something new and then that's all they're talking about all the time, but the breath. As I mentioned in a couple of recent videos, I just finished it last week. The book Breath by James Nestor. It just really opened my eyes. Now, I've always practiced a certain amount of breathing, and for many, many, many years, I've been aware of breath work, breathing. But I've just always kind of, for my personal, it's just kind of been similar with whether I'm meditating or not over the years. I'm been meditating back solid for a year now. But what I'm getting at here is I always just did like long, slow inhales, long, slow exhales, generally with your inhale matching your exhale. I've learned all kind of things in that book, Breath, and I followed that up by another one that was recommended in a group I'm in of people that have read Breath, called The Power of Breath by Swami Saradananda. Now, I'm not going to get into breath work and techniques like that right now, but one thing I'm finding out is a lot of the benefits, a lot of the aspects of the breathing and a breathing practice and pranayama, from yogic breathing from thousands of years ago, is that a lot of that comes in the breath retention and the exhales. Now, I'm not necessarily talking the Wim Hof stuff, although I have a very deep respect for that, and just, you can't argue with the benefits he's had to his health and the things he's been able to do, and just that way of heating up your body and whatever. So breath, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you guys look into that. You can find, if you want to like get a little taste before you go out and buy a book, or I got Breath at the library, FYI, is you can search it in YouTube. You can search it wherever you get your podcast. I get mine on Apple, but just go to YouTube and search James Nestor Breath, and you'll probably see 8-10 different interviews where people have come up to interview him with. But I highly recommend it. It doesn't have to be complicated. Like this morning I did this, and you can go Google this one and check it out, or you can go search it on YouTube, is box breathing. I did some of that. I did a session of box breathing this morning. I'm going to do a couple more later today. So I'm just kind of playing around with that. But look into that breath. Since I think in the last video, in the last couple of videos, I mentioned that I've been getting watermelon around here. So I've actually had 2 really, really good watermelons so far, or really, really good watermelons for May. We don't usually get this early, so I have just drank myself silly with watermelon juice over the weekend. Eating it too, of course, but eating it and drinking. A couple of days I drank, I think I drank a gallon one day. I think I drank a gallon another day. I drank a half a gallon one day. And then today I didn't have that many. I didn't go buy another watermelon, and I just had maybe 48 ounces or so. But one thing I've noticed, and I've preached about this one before, but sometimes I don't always practice what I preach, or I forget, or you go through patterns, and that's hydration. Drinking this watermelon juice just made me realize how not dehydrated I've been, but how underhydrated I've been, and how being fully hydrated just kind of takes you to that next level, energy wise, how you feel, your mental clarity and everything. So I would say, especially with summer coming up, pay attention to that. And a little trick on that I like to hydrate hard early in the day, and you've just got that hydration in you, then trying to rely on, okay, I'm going to kind of spread it out evenly all through the day, and have to try to remember to do that. Now, ideally, I'm not going to sit around and somebody's going to say, oh, that's too much juice. I don't think so, but it's not going to kill me anyway. But I'm not going to live on juice for the summer, and I'm not going to drink a gallon of juice every day. Most likely it's going to be having 32 ounces, maybe a half gallon, and then I start drinking water. But once I've got a little bit of watermelon juice in me, it makes it easier to be fully hydrated for the day. So stay hydrated during the summer. If you're feeling very thirsty, you're already dehydrated or very underhydrated. And in addition to those, another thing in this world was with social media, with TikTok. TikTok is brutal. It's supposed to be an app for a kid, but people go at each other hard over there. But for me, just a little bonus tip, whether it comes to my YouTube videos, whether it comes to my Instagram account, whether it comes to my Facebook, which is much more personal, I don't argue or debate online. I do what I do. I'm not trying, like I say, I try to throw this into as many videos as possible. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm not trying to talk you into doing anything, eating any particular way. I'm just sharing what I do. That's it. I have no stake in what you do. Sometimes people think they're going to hurt my feelings or something if they tell me about their eating meat. I don't care. I don't care. Like I said in I think Friday, you can eat a 3-pound steak and wash that down with a sausage smoothie, and it's no skin off my nose because it's not going through my colon. So you do you, I'll do me. But just don't get into all that. It's bad for the mind. It's bad for the head. It creates all this anger in people. And even if you think you're just playing around, going at it for a while, people get angry eventually. And that anger just increases. It's just not good for our body. I don't think anger is good for the body. So anyhow, I'm starting to ramble now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Have a beautiful week. And I'll see you here again midweek. Peace.